Hello friends, my name is Kambam Mutyalama. Welcome to my YouTube channel Smart Muthu. So today I want to give you a little walkthrough about notifications as well as the different type of notifications, outbound or inbound notifications in ServiceNow, and all other notifications we will talk about today. So I'm going to cover all these topics in today's session. So here we have a different notifications in ServiceNow. ServiceNow will support email notification, instance message notifications, and SMSs, or voice notifications and push notifications on mobile app, right? So today we can able to use the ServiceNow notifications to manage system email and create system notifications, and we can configure how your system respond to the inbound emails as well as the outbound emails, right? So here we can cover today basic notifications as well as the advanced notifications. But here email configuration, it will looks like all product instances can be sent and receive email notifications using the ServiceNow and provided resources, and like that email address is like instant@servicenow.com. so whatever the properties which we can able to set it as true in the system properties and email properties, you have to set it as always, right? So the process to send the emails execute one time every 60 seconds. Alright, so here I am showing you how we can create the notifications. If you in the filter navigation, if you click on the notifications, here in the bottom you can see system notifications, under that email and notifications. If you click on the notifications, it will appear this page and new. Once you click this new button, maybe it will create the new notifications, right? So here in the notification we can see the configuration when to send the notifications, and we are going to cover this in a live session. And here notification when to send, which we have covered in the previous slide. Here you can see the section called when to send notifications. So here in the configuration, the notification part, we can cover who will receive, and here who will receive section in the notifications. We are going to cover this, and we can cover the notification part, what it will contain, right? So here the what it will contain: email template, subject, message ITS, message HTML, all the stuff, correct? So once we will create the notification, how it looks like the preview notification before sending it to the users. So we can check from our side, is that correct format or not. So after that, once we have created the notification, how we can test the using the particular table, like whatever the table you are mentioned in the notification, that table you have to test it, right? So I have mentioned the incident table so that I am testing in the incident form. So after sending that outbound notification, so here it looks like, so once it will reach out to the third party tool. So first of all, outbound notification is like whenever we are sending the notification from ServiceNow to other third party tool called as outbound notifications. Okay, so once sending the notification, how it looks like. And here after your configuring your notifications on outbound emails, right? So here if you navigate to the filter navigation to the emails, here in the system logs you can see emails. If you click on that emails, there it will appear the emails which has already populated from the ServiceNow to the other third party tools. Here you can search with your recipients, or with anything. So after creating the outbound notifications, you can see here in the system navigation, you can filter navigation, you can able to type emails. Once you will type the emails in under system logs, you can able to see the system emails module, right? So once you will see that emails module, you can click on the email module. It will redirect you to the page where the emails already sent out from the system. Here with the recipient, you can able to give your recipient or subject anything, user ID. With that you can search for your notification, it has been sent to the third party tool as or not. So by using this emails, you can able to check we are already successfully processed our notification from ServiceNow to other third party tool by seeing this logs. So here we will going to cover in the live troubleshooting how outbound email, how we can able to create the outbound emails, and there are three scenarios to configure the notifications, like same as like when notifications, when to send, who will receive, what it contain, and if the condition can delivered in an email digit or not. Alright, so the notification especially whenever the records are inserted or updated, or whenever the events are generated, that time mails will be generated. Actually the notifications activities execute in the workflow, as well as we can send the email actions executes in the flow as well, right? So here inbound email and actions. So inbound email, in the sense, first we will talk about what is the inbound email notifications, right? So whenever we are receiving from third party tool, so whenever we are receiving from third party tool to ServiceNow, that is called as inbound. Inbound, in the sense, we will receive the notification from third party tool to ServiceNow, that is called as inbound. You want to configure the inbound or outbound notifications, you have to email properties, right? So if you click here, if you type here in the navigation, filter navigation, here it will appears the result, and here in the system properties you can able to find the email properties, right? If you click on this email properties, see here it will show you what configuration is already existing. Here if you see, and clearly you can observe here outbound email configuration as well as the inbound email configuration. So that means what outbound email configurations are going out, and what inbound emails are coming in to the ServiceNow, right? So whenever you want to configure these outbound and inbound notifications, right, so these fields needs to be checked in, mandatory, otherwise the notifications will not go out and not come in, right? So here, so outbound email configuration, whenever you want to send the outbound notifications, the email sending enabled is yes, always this checkbox has to be checked out. In case it is not checked, the mails will not go out. Okay, so here inbound configuration, email received enabled, whenever this is enabled to receive the notifications and emails, so this one it has to be checked, the checked it. Okay, this ready button has to be checked. So make sure whenever you are going to create the outbound or inbound notifications, this needs to be enabled, and all are this one like this, right? So all the properties clicked on like this, whatever respond email when server returns an error, this is the in depth. Okay, you don't want to. First these two is mandatory, email received enabled and email sending enabled. See, by seeing this word only you can able to understand what is outbound configuration and what is the inbound configuration. See here what it is returned, email sending enabled, like whenever we are sending the emails to the outside of the third party tools like Gmail, Outlook and RTC, and we have so many third party tools which is configured already, right? And SMTP, and we have so many custom RTC, custom third party apps which is using outbound email notification. See here, emails are sending from the ServiceNow to the third party tool through this outbound integration. Alright, email configuration, so that is called as outbound. Please note, make on this point. Okay, outbound is called as whatever whenever we are sending the message from ServiceNow instance to the other party tool, called as the outbound, and whenever we are receiving the messages to the ServiceNow instance, that is called as inbound. That is like in the third party, from my Gmail I am getting the mail to my instance, that is called as inbound, and from my Outlook I am getting the message to my ServiceNow instance, that is inbound. So from my ServiceNow to Gmail I am sending the mail, that is called as outbound. Outbound in the sense it is going out from ServiceNow, that is called as outbound. Coming in to the ServiceNow, that is called as a inbound. Understood everyone? Any other slide? So I can we will create one outbound notification now, okay, for testing purpose. Okay, so if you type here notification, So if you scroll it down, notifications, you can type it as notifications so that it will filter it out. So here if you see the whenever you are searching for any component, not for the notifications, you are searching for the emails, you are searching for the incident, you are searching for the change needs to be opened, you are searching for the any other module like script include you want to open, business rules you want to open from the navigation. So you have to remember one thing. So whenever you can see the system notifications, like not only system, start with system. All right. So under whatever that configuration is having under that, right, system notifications, under that notification we have, right, this is the main one which we are using and customizing our applications. You can see here also notifications, right, provider notification. So you don't know what to open and what is the correct one, right? That time you have to always open whoever, I mean under the system, whatever the name is there and you are looking for that, so open that one, that is the correct one for our custom building, right? You can see other names same it as in other folders, other sections. That is not like we are using, those are like maybe OB functionalities which is using our custom building, which their other projects are using it, right? So if you click on notifications, you can see the notifications under the system notification, under the email. Here you can see notification, you can click on this notification. So you can see already some of the inbuilt notifications are available here, right? See here, if you click on the new notifications, let's build new notifications so that it will be understand better. So built one new outbound integration, right, outbound notification. So here you can see in the form different types of fields and different types of sections. You can able to see what is these fields and how it will work. All right, see if you click on the new, it will navigate to this page, and here if you have to give the name, you can you can give the name, right? So I can give test notification. Okay, so table name I can select it as incident, that is our choice. Any table you can give. Incident table is, I mean, like our favorite table, right? We used to use the incident table always. So if I select as an incident, so category also you can select it as related one, type it as incident here. If any related categories is there, it will come up. Yeah, we have incident communication plan. Okay, select that category, and next move on to the other section, when to send. So here a record is inserted or updated into the targeted table. Targeted table in the sense whatever the table which you mentioned here, that is called as target table, right? So here, so a record, any record are inserted, updated under the incident table. That time we can use this when to send section, and specified whenever you want to fire some events, and whenever you have to write the flow actions, whenever you want to write the events, whenever you want to fire the events, all the stuff you can mention here only, right? So now we are creating one outbound email, how it will works, how the outbound message will send from ServiceNow instance to other third party tool like Gmail, Outlook, anything that will be like anything which is configured in their instances. All right, so here I send when, so this will send whenever the record is inserted or updated. That time inserted means created, newly created, or updated on the existing incident, this will occur. So I don't want to select this one, event is fired and triggers, this is some advanced features. So if you select this one, no, you have to write the event name here. See here, event name is automatically populated. You have to create other event in the separate event queue. So that is different, that is advanced conditions. Just I will go for this one, right? So here if you see that inserted or updated checkboxes, so what is mean by this inserted and updated checkboxes, right? So insert, whenever you will click on this insert radio button, whenever you will click on the update radio button, correct? So whenever the record is inserted, created, this action will be performed. Whenever the record is updated, so because I have already one incident, right, I want to update any field on top of that case this function will work. That when I'm just writing it as testing, right? So because of this function, that the data is updating on top of that existing functionality, right? So here if you come to the condition part, I will give short description is test. So whatever the short description you have given here, you have to pass the same. Whenever you are testing, you have to give the same, then only that will work. Okay, guys, please make sure, and if you have any doubt, please feel me free and ask me. You can stop me in between, you can ask any in between as well. You have to do this lab this time. Okay, so if I clicked on this one, I have given the particular conditions. Our description is test, right? So other section called as who will receive that. So whatever the outbound message which we are sending, outbound email which we are sending from the ServiceNow to other third party tools, so who will receive that? Whomever you want to feel like receiving, you can include all the persons. We can here we can include so many multiple persons, not only one single person. You can feel like anyone. If you feel like we can send this notification to this person, you can include multiple persons in the at one go. At one go you can able to add the so many number of users, right? So once you have clicked on that, you have to lock this button. You have to click on this lock button, otherwise that will not work. Otherwise these people will not able to add in the particular group. So here users and groups and fields. So what users you want to add while sending this email? Alright, I want to add the color, I want to add the assign to field. Where is the assign to field? Here. So after adding, I will lock this field so that it will not unsave, it will not remove my changes, right? Here you can see the groups. So groups in the sense I want to send multiple persons and thousands of members in one go. Alright, at that time we will create one group, right? And we can add thousands of users on that group. At one go we can mention that group name. It will send message to the all intended users, correct? Intended users, how many it will be, like how many members if you want to give, those many numbers you can able to select here, right? So if you click on this one, it will subscribe. That will not that we are not using right now. I don't want to subscribe, right? Okay, next section is called as what it will contain. So whenever we are sending the message, whenever you are sending some mail, you can assume, like for example, you are sending a mail to particular boss, particular superior in your team, right? It has to contain some format, right? Like how you will send a mail. First you will type it as the hi, after that you will subject, after that you can type it as body, after that you can end with the thanks. So that is called as one formatic way you are sending the email to the particular user, right? So that's how this section is came to the picture, right? So here email template, we have actually so many number of email templates exist in the ServiceNow. So if you want to see those templates, let's go to the other module called as templates. As I told you earlier, how you will identify the template. So here also you can see templates, here also you can see templates. So what is the correct one? So whenever you can see the system definition, start with system definition, system. So that is the correct one which we can able to use it. Okay, please remember that point. Everywhere it will useful for you guys. So here templates. So already predefined templates are there. So many predefined templates are there. What is meant by template? Okay, so for third party tool, I want to send my username. So what is the first of all, what is the purpose of outbound, right? So I will tell you what is the purpose of outbound now. So some third party Jira tool is there. Jira tool is there. They are building their code on the Jira, and they have these functionalities. They don't have any functionalities whenever the ticket is assigned to the particular person. Let me open one incident as well. All right. Hmm. What is the purpose of outbound? So these fields are there: number, color field, category and subcategory, services and service offerings, configuration items, our description, and so many fields we have, and we have built already custom OB functionality incidents, and incident form and change form and RTM form, task form, and other custom forms are there, right? So one third party Jira tool is there. You can assume like Jira tool is there. They are doing their activities in their tool, and they want to implement one functionality from their side in the Jira tool. Whenever the ticket is created from their side in the Jira, that will get assigned to one person, and one that will assign to some group, that will assign to some assigned to person. All right. Mm. So that time, what they will do? You can assume like what is the situation there. So what they will do in that case, they have to build their custom configuration items. They have to spend lot of time for that requirement. They have to do the so many research, and they have to build the design level. They have to come to the an architecture. So many things are involved, and so much time it requires, and so much manual work it requires, and so many resources is required to build that functionality, right? In that case, they will save their money, and they will reduce their time, and they will speed up their process. In that case, they will come to know that ServiceNow tool is there. By using that tool, migrating that tool functionalities, by using that outbound functionalities, we can able to build our requirement without spending so much money, without spending so much manual work, without recruiting new persons. Without that, they will use this ServiceNow functionality which is already built in, and they can able to use this form, right? And they are using this data. We are sending this data from here ServiceNow to Jira tool. So the requirement is like reduced it, right? I mean, requirement is easy for them. Instead of building their application and spending so many time on that one, and it has been easy way to migrate it, and use this outbound integration through this outbound ticketing tool. Actually, this ticketing, whatever the ticketing fields and whatever the existing fields, they can able to reuse it, right? So in that time, they will come to us, ServiceNow guys. They will tell us the requirement. This is my requirement, and I want to use your incident form using whatever the fields you have, right? So they will send their payload from our side, and we will send our payload whatever the details they want. And sometimes some users want only number fields needs to be sent, only color, category, subcategory, and impact, urgency, and the assignment group assigned to their need. So some persons don't want to use all these fields: contact type, all these fields, service offerings, these fields. So that time they will tell us like we need to use these only particular fields we want to use. So in that case, we will build our payloads in the XML, outbound XML, as well as inbound XMLs. We can write our code in there, and we can send through the payload. All right. In that scenario, they will also save their time, and they are also using our ServiceNow tool. So it will be like good for them as well as for us, right? They are like buying from us, and they are like using it their comfortable functionalities without spending more money. With the less money only, they will buy this one, and they will pay this one, and between of creating, right? Let's create. This is the template. Oh, I'm talking about template, right? Let's open one template. This is the template. So this template is talk about payload. What payload values we need to send? Payload values in the sense this payload values. This values. The payload we will send these values. Writing in a dynamic way, writing in the XML code and writing in the JSON format. In the previous days we are writing in the XML outbound inbound, and nowadays it is like JSON format, which is converted recently, and it is easy to work as well. In the XML we have so much code, and it is like more number of lines, it will affect on the performance also, right? So we are using nowadays this JSON format instead of using the XML. Some of the projects are still using the XMLs, that is a different thing, right? Okay, so that is called as template. The template having the all defined values and whatever the values the user requires, all the stuff. So okay, the template, you are clear for template now, right? So subject. So subject in the sense, whenever you will send the notification mail, you will write as a subject, proper subject, right? So that field as this one, test notification, test notification and preferences. You can write it like that, anything if you want. Notification, test notification from, like I want to okay, I want to display number here. How I can display it? That is another question. Alright. So I want to print my number. Number in the sense, here test notification from this ID, it will print it. The number, incident number, which is going to create through this email. Alright. Why I am passing like this? Like, so this ampersand dollar symbol will indicate the dynamic values which we are passing. So that means we are not hard coding in the template anything. So for suppose I am creating one incident, you are creating one incident. So if I hard code with the number, incident number ends with INC some blah blah blah. So this is manual work. Just we are declaring in a manual way. This is not recommendable nowadays, right? Any values which is dynamic values. So today I am creating this notification, and tomorrow you will use this notification, so you will create one more notification through this one, right? One more notification through this one, right? So that time it has to be sent that based on the number which is created, that number has to be displayed here. So that time I can use number it as dynamic value with start with dollar. If you dollar indicates we are taking the dynamic value from the whomever the user and whomever will submit it, right? That is a point here. So here in the body you can write whatever you want, whatever you wanted to display. Here I want to display number, I can write number, dollar symbol, braces in between, you have to pass number. That means dynamic value you are getting it, right? So I want to get the color value, color, percent, dollar symbol and color ID. I want to, so for color field backend value is color ID, okay, color ID, okay, color email. So I want to pass the I want to print color email as well. Okay, dollar. Instead of writing, you can use this one. I will show it to you. Color ID dot email. So that will first it will validate the color ID, and whatever the color ID having that email, that will print here. Like in the user table, first it will fetch for the user ID. I mean, like I'm just saying the example, user ID dot email, whatever that particular user having the email, that will print here. So because of that, we are doing dynamic dot walk through color. First it will go and check the color. Again, whatever the color field, like user table, whatever the user is having that name, for that name, whatever the email is updated, that email will be displayed here, right? So instead of writing here, if you see here selected variables, so some of the free defined variables are there in this form. If you want to select this one, I will click this cursor here. So if you want to pin the additional comments here, you can click on this one. See here, you can see it is automatically appears, right? Additional comments. So here, if I wanted to click something like approval, see, if I type here, it is automatically came here. So instead of writing, you can use this reusable existing fields here, and you can configure it. The select variables, it will be useful. Instead of writing, you can select it. So now I can now just try to submit this test notification. I will name it as 014. Okay, submit it. Click on submit. Okay, so once you click on submit, once you will click on submit, that notification has been created. Go to the notifications. So search for the notifications which are created, this one, right? So here you can see the preview. So before sending your this notification, before you are sending this outbound notification to the end users, you can able to see how they will look like, right? So by using this preview notification, so if you click on this preview notification button, right, so here you can see how it looks like, and whenever we are sending to the third party person, that email after sending to the particular person, it looks like this. So before only you can check this is the correct format or not. You want to change anything, you don't want to visible here, that one, this one. So in that case, you can change any if you want to change any comments, you can change it here. See, I have provided, see here, this tick card is created. So I'm talking about dynamic values, right? So I'm talking about this one only. Dynamic values in the sense, whenever the user will create a new record, automatically will create the incident, and take whatever the records is creating incident, it will take so many number of records, not for only hard coded value. If I hard code with one incident, it will take up only that incident, and it will create only one time. That is not recommendable, right? That is not a good practice as well. So always recommended to pass a dynamic values instead of a hard coded values, correct? So here users which I added, right, you can see these users I have added in the notification. Why it is opening? Okay, these users. So this user Kamma Mutyalamma, able tutor and system admin. So here only it is showing able tutor, joy employee, system administration, and Kamma Mutyalamma. These users which I added, and subject line I have added, right? Text notification from this one. INC, it is visible here. What it will contain here? See what is the subject here? Where is that one? Yeah, here. See, instead of dynamic value, it's a created incident here. Where is that one? Here. See, test notification from INC. Test notification from this number which I am passing it, right? Here in the body, what values I am passing it? Number, So here see number I am passing, dynamic value I am passing here, right? So it is displayed in the color section. Color ID. So here it is not passing color ID because some field values we have to take it from backend. Just I have written it as this one. Okay. Now maybe let me check here why color ID is not displayed. Let me check. Color ID. Okay, I think this is capital letter. Let's preview now. No, it is not appearing. Let me small letter. Okay, we have to take the backend values. That is not matter. So you can see the caller ID here, which is caller ID, caller email, which you are passing. You are passing here. What is that? You are passing here caller email, additional comments, right? So all the stuff it is here. Additional comments, approvals, all these comments here. It is appearing in the preview notification. Additional comments, caller ID, caller email, caller number, the body here in the approval. Here it is showing. See approval field here showing the bottom. So not yet approved, not yet requested. So here you can see the watermark, which is, so this watermark is coming from here, which we are already discussed, right? Unsubscribe notification preferences. So here this one template, by using this template that watermark is coming up. Understood what is the use of template now? See here, this watermark is coming from that template, email template. So now we have created outbound integration successfully. We have to test it now, right? So how you will test? Some people will have a doubt like how we will test now. We have created a notification, how we will test now? So whatever the table you have given in the condition is the condition incident table. So you have to go to the incident table and create the ticket, create the test ticket, right? So I am opening the incident table. Okay. So this one here mainly it will work with the start description. Okay, here color you can give any color, Kambam.Muthyalamma I can give that, and we can give that category, inquiry and help, subcategory, those not mandatory fields. Okay, short description, whatever the short description, whatever the start description I have given here, no, we have to give that one. Test 14, test outbound email _14. I'm changing that. Okay, let me save this one. Let me copy this as well. Let me copy this one, go to the incident, give the short description as that one. Description our choice, we can give anything, and assign it to Fradludi, then submit it. This incident number ends with 0025. You can submit it. or you can save here also. Let's go to the incident table. What is the ticket number? Ends with 005, right? Yeah, this is the ticket number. Now what will happen now? Outbound integration, in the sense it has to send mail to the particular person, right? So now you can you can open this ticket now and you can check here the work notes. See, mail is sent. If you see here, incident, this one, test outbound email 14, the subject and assign part, that means that we are not sent successfully to the third party tools. That means that is failed something else, and our configuration only, it is something else is wrong. We need to go and double check for our configuration. Alright, so how it will, you will come to know that we are sending correctly or not. And here you can able to see all the fields. See here, type, when you see the sent field, that means it has been sent from our service node to the third party. The notification type, SMTP. This is like inbound, we can use SMTP. Here internally it will calculate the weight 30, like that. We don't know, we don't have that visibility. Based on the system it will create it. Here you can see the events. So notification subject, what subject it has been sent and what recipients it has been. So sometimes that users received a correct information, they are coming to us saying that your outbound integration is not working correctly and this field is not working, that field is not working. They will come to us and they will raise ticket us and they are asking for our help. In that case, you will go here and check, hey, no, everything is working fine for my side, and you can see here the email log, whatever the values which we have sent from our service now to your tool. So you can go and check, and here if everything is correct, you can tell them, hey, it is correct, everything is correct from my side. So you have to check your configuration, what is anything is in a payload is correct or not. You have to tell them likewise, right? So that is the purpose, and how you can check the outbound emails testing, and how you can check the outbound emails are correctly sent from our side or not. Okay, let's move on to the inbound integration. As I already told you, inbound integration in the sense, so from third party tools to ServiceNow. So from Gmail to ServiceNow instance, I have to receive the email notifications, email transactions, email the body messages, all the stuff. So that is called as inbound. And let's open the Gmail now. I will open my Gmail. Okay, I have some tickets already. I will delete that. I don't want to see now. I want to create the new tickets. So now my mailbox are empty. My mailbox is empty. There is no tickets, as you see, right? So now I am sending one mail to the ServiceNow saying that, so whenever we will send general messages to the from the Gmail to the other Gmail person, so mainly what we can give to person, whomever will send this the notification, right? How you will identify that ServiceNow email ID or anything else, right? If you go to the ServiceNow here, so if you want to send mails to the ServiceNow, so you first of all you want to know what is the email ID, the instance name for this one which we need to send correctly. So if you come to the URL here, if you see here, it has dev, after http/ you can see dev 81241, right? So here you can copy this one until ServiceNow. you don't copy this before HTTP and after ServiceNow. You can just copy, this is the instance name. So whenever you are sending the outbound emails, so likewise, okay, this one at the rate, in this case what you are going to give you the instance name at the rate servicenow-developers.com, right? servicenow-developers.com. So this is the developer instance which we are sending to developer instance, right, from the Gmail. So because of that you have to give dev@servicenow-developers.com. This is the developer instance. Because of that we are giving the developer.com. If you want to send the Accenture mail, you have to give that Accenture instance at the rate of accenture.com. So based on that you have to change the email this one to address. Alright, the subject. Now what subject you will write it, anything, the subject is not matters. Okay, testing inbound email underscore 14. Alright, in the description also you can give it as this one 15. Okay, now let's send this mail to my ServiceNow instance. Sent, I have sent it. This one I have sent, right? Let me refresh. It will take a couple of times to send the email to ServiceNow instance. Give me a minute or 2 minutes, it will update it. It will not update quickly, it will take time, some time. So now we can go to ServiceNow and check with the subject. So how you will check? You will go to the incidents. Why? Because we have configured incidents, right? No, incident.list. See, what is that? Our email. What is that? Our subject. See, test outbound. No, not this one. Inbound, right? Let me leave it. Yeah, see here, test inbound email 14. This is the subject only, right? You can double check the setting, testing inbound email 14, right? We received that mail, inbound email from third party tool to ServiceNow instance. We received that inbound email now, right? See here, the same subject, testing inbound email 14. See here, the body which I have written, received from muthu.servicenow13@gmail.com. Here it will says clearly saying that we received the inbound email from muthu.servicenow138@gmail.com. This is the only email ID, right? This is the only email ID, right? muthu.servicenow138@gmail.com. Alright, so this means that successfully we have created the inbound notification from Gmail to the ServiceNow instance. So you people now understand what is the inbound emails and what is the importance of the inbound emails. So sometimes I will tell you what is the purpose of inbound emails. We have already told you and discussed what is the inbound email, how the scenarios will work and all the stuff. So now I am going to discuss about what is meant by inbound email and what is the use of that inbound email main purposefully. Okay, so for suppose in the third party tool RTC, you can RTC means rational tutorial, this one rational tutorial, something is there, observation. So that one I want to use that RTC tool functionalities in my ServiceNow instance. So instead of building from custom notifications, building from custom configuration, so I can use their functionality, right? In the Jira functionality, whatever the functionality which I am expecting and which I am trying to customize myself, which is I am trying to give my customers to this functionality, I come to know that the Jira is providing this functionality. Instead of which I want to build this functionality, it will like more manual work for me, and it will take so much time. We have to recruit the new resources. Instead of all doing that, I can able to go their tool. I can ask them, hey, I want this functionality to be used in my ServiceNow instance, right? So in that case, yeah, they will also, I mean, like they also improve their business, and we can showcase to our users saying that we have this functionality, and we can provide them with the low cost. So it will be like business will be improved, and it will be like best solutions which we are providing to the users with low cost, right? So that is the purpose of inbound email actions, actually. Yeah, this is all about outbound and inbound notifications in ServiceNow, how we can create from ServiceNow, from third party tools, and how we are receiving and how we are sending the notifications, right? So this is all about the notifications. So thank you everyone. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, Smart Muthu. Happy learning. Thank you.